It is Saturday morning, and I've had a pretty good past 2 days and was looking forward to today. Just kind of have a laid back day, go to the gym, whatnot, get some work done. But oh man, I felt good getting out of bed. But then the more I became awake and aware and had a heightened state of awareness, I guess, again, all the stimulation, all the stimuli around me, it just bogs me down. And I've been really lonely lately. Not due to COVID or anything like that. I mean, loneliness has been basically been my life shadow. It's followed me everywhere throughout my life, and I'm still very isolated to this day. Even when I was traveling, I, um, I was basically traveling in my own little bubble. Come home to really no personal life whatsoever, and I'm 30 now, and I want a family, and I want kids, and I haven't really dated anyone in 5 years, and that's driving me insane. I live in Reno, and the people in Reno aren't really my type. Um, I'm picky. I have very high standards, and it's just impossible. It has been impossible for me to meet any women here in Reno my age. I've dated women older than me. So I'm just getting really lonely. I'm realizing I'm 30 and I still need a lot of practice dating, and so that's been a big factor. Um, I'm making some life changes as well, so that's stressful. But today, yeah, it's just my anxiety, I guess. It's hard to pinpoint sometimes what's my anxiety, what's my OCD, what's my depression, what's you know something else. Um, Anxiety and intrusive thoughts this morning, they're like pinpricks. I go to open my email, but then I stop because I get these pinpricks. It's not like a physical sensation. It's like in my brain. And same with intrusive thoughts of like saying, Russell, if you don't go to the gym today, you're gonna be a fat ass. It like stings my brain when that comes into my head. So I haven't had any marijuana today, so I'm gonna go smoke. And like always, I will be back in 5 minutes. Thank you.
5 minutes later.
So it's been 5 minutes. I used my pipe this time. I bought a pipe, and I like it because it sounds fancy. I smoke a pipe. Um, so I don't know how much. I'm just still trying to get the hang of the pipe. Um, I don't think I had that much. I don't know. Uh, I like joints because it's all there for me to just pretty much light and smoke, and I'm a newbie, so pipes are a little bit more difficult, but I'm getting the hang of it. This is actually like the first hobby I've ever had. It's interesting. I've really never had any hobbies in my whole life, and that is actually pretty common with individuals on the spectrum. They don't have a lot of hobbies. That's why we tend to get really bored very easily, and we kind of get lost in our minds and our heads sometimes, and we are very creative, but that isn't necessarily a hobby. It's more of an outlet. Like my poetry, I wouldn't call it a hobby. It's more of an outlet for my creativity because I think creativity grows when you don't have distractions, such as hobbies. And a lot of individuals on the spectrum, we can be isolated, we can be lonely, we don't have a lot of hobbies, and that actually nourishes creativity. And then you see that through, with me and my poetry or my writing, or others through building things, or, repairing things, or doing just amazing drawings. That actually is nourished through, dependence on yourself when you're lonely and in isolation or solitude. So I'm starting to feel the effects. Again, I don't know how much I took, but my mouth is getting dry. That's usually the first sign that it's hitting my system. Is my mouth gets dry. But I took the strain. This strain had humulene in it, which is I've talked about before. About it's the terpene that suppresses appetite. Because today I woke up, I didn't feel that great physically waking up. I had a stomach ache. Couldn't tell if I was hungry. And again, my rule for going to the gym is no eating before the gym. No. Um, so I took this certain strain that has humulene. So if I do go to the gym, I won't eat because I won't feel hungry. And then I don't know what I was saying. So it's working. It is working. Hallelujah. So, and the realization that it actually is working, like that's a cool thing for me. Um, that makes me happy. You know why? I'll tell you why. And see, my true self is coming out because I'm, like I said in other videos, I'm a passionate guy. I'm an easygoing guy, but all that is prohibited from coming out due to my mental demons or whatever you want to call them. So now I feel like I'm fucking hosting the late night show or something. Um, but what was I saying? What was I saying? I said something about being passionate. I have no idea. So that'll do it for the late show. Thank you for watching. No, but I do want to talk about the benefits the cannabis, the marijuana, the weed can have on the body, especially when it's high in CBD. CBD will counteract the psycho effects, not psycho effects. I have psycho effects. I don't know about you guys. CBD will counteract the mental high you get, okay? And it also feels great for your body. The body high is so much more amazing than the head high. The body high feels like I'm like a liquid body floating on a cloud, and it's amazing. So it can really have a lot of effects on the body. So a lot of people just think, you're smoking weed is just, to get an altered state of consciousness. But no, it's so much more than that. It will help, like my stomach ache went away. I feel lighter physically and mentally. But then the body too, it's if you have CBD in it, it will really help any pain, arthritis you have. So it's really good for days where you want to relax or days where you need to get stuff done, but maybe your body's hurting. And there are different strains that are uppers and downers, sativa and indica. But yeah, I had some talking points I was going through earlier about what I was going to talk about when I was high, but I forgot them. But I did. My mouth is getting dry, and I have coffee and water, and I don't know why I just told you guys that, because that's one thing that happens to me when I'm high is I just kind of talk my thoughts out loud. So yeah, I have coffee and water. Um, I also just found this in my house. It is one of those plugs for the USB for your like phone charger, right? And it plugs into the wall, right? Oh no, this is for an iPhone. I'm really confused right now because I honestly hate technology. I don't like Instagram. I don't like Facebook. I don't know why I'm on YouTube right now. Because if I had it my way, we'd all be back in the Stone Age where men relied on their fists and women unfortunately relied on the men, and women still rely on the men. Let's just talk about feminism for a minute. All these young people, and I'm gonna say all, but I don't mean all. A lot of young people today, and old, everybody, talks about feminism as if it's some sort of new movement, as if it's some sort of female empowerment for the modern age. And they totally have a misunderstanding of feminism. Feminism has been around since the creation of civilization. Civilization was built on the man subjugating the women. Um, and perhaps their greatest accomplishment, the men, was to make the women believe that they were inferior. And if they didn't believe that they were inferior, they thought they needed to be inferior as their class role. Otherwise, they'd be an outcast. So that was one incredibly tactful accomplishment by the men that, the first men of civilizations, that almost a change of, a brainwashing that the women, "Oh, woman, you are inferior to me." And she says, "No, I'm not." Well, then the man would say, obviously this is an analogy, they probably wouldn't say this directly. Well, if you are not inferior to me, then you need to be inferior to me as your proper place in society. And then the woman, even if she disagreed, would be like, okay, right? So feminism is not some new movement. It's about women not only achieving equal rights, but equal respect and dignity. And it's weird. Like, who wouldn't be a feminist? Like, there's a question, people say, "I'm a feminist." Well, they like, and then people say, "I'm not a feminist," or "I'm anti-feminism." It's because they have a misunderstanding of it. That'd be like saying I'm anti-human, right? Um, I'm anti-human. I don't know what that means. You're anti-feminist. Feminism isn't some kind of new ideology. Feminism is a basic theory, and a factual theory that women are equal to men. No more, no less. There's nothing, no context to add there. So I don't know why people say they're feminists or ask if someone else is a feminist, because I think if we all had the proper understanding of it, which I'm educating you all in now, um, nobody could say no to that, right? So I don't know why I'm talking about feminism. Apparently this plug, she was going to make a dirty joke. And yeah, haven't decided how far I'm going to take this YouTube channel yet. But let's just see. The plug where you insert the USB port, maybe that insert, maybe that subconsciously reminded me of women. And then maybe that tied into, you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But that ties into me feeling lonely. And again, wanting a woman in my life, a woman to get to know and to share my experiences with, and vice versa. So it's interesting. It's almost Freudian that I might have subconsciously associated that USB insert into something on a physical level I was already craving, but also more so on an emotional level, a woman in my life. And so interesting. See, these are some just few of the insights I can gain while on marijuana. So I showed you guys that plug, and I'm probably going to try to get some work done now. So I'm going to sign off because I feel like I can do all the things that mean a lot to me that I usually can't get to, such as answering all the messages I get, wanting to help people on that level, but feel so overwhelmed by the messages. I'm going to go look at them now. Just things that, get stuck. So get stuck on the... It's stuck. It's like, how can I say it? I'm usually pretty good with analogies, but I'm blanking now. So, yeah, I'm going to go get some work done. I was stuck, and now I'm unstuck, and, I think I'll have a good day, Again, it's all about my thoughts. So, appreciate you tuning in to this 4th episode. And, yeah.